I can't help but look there anyway, so let's just keep looking. Right, let's get ready because tonight is going to be bursting at the... I don't know why I'm still doing this. Going to be bursting at the seams with house exclusives, and they're so big they're actually going to knock your eyes out.
Brilliant.
So just protect them a little bit longer. Shall we meet the panel?
Yeah!
OK, so first up we have got a Towie hunk. Oh, yeah, who recently signed up to appear with the stripping troupe, the Dream Boys. If you ask me, it's been a long time coming. Please give it up for Dan Osborne. Joining Dan is an award-winning comedian making her debut on Bots tonight. I don't know how the hell we have bagged this one. It is the brilliant Katie Brown! Guest pranced his way to cult status when he entered the Celebrity Big Brother house last summer. Get those jazz hands ready to give a warm welcome to the brilliant Louis Spence. I love it when Louis is here. So, everybody, please assume position.
Nothing new.
Look, you needed to do that because you're so...
I will.
So good at it, Louis.
Go, baby.
Oh! We're 2 shows in, and it's just bloody bonkers already. Katie, do you think we're in for a vintage year with this lot?
I hope so. I mean, the jury's still out a bit with me. I think.
Is it? There's me rattling on about my how amazing they are, and you're like,
no, I'm enjoying it thus far. I think there's some good tension brewing. But what if there is a mass cross-generational orgy at some point in the series, which is threatening to happen on the basis of tonight's show, then I will say it is the year of years.
Oh, OK, good. Well, you know, we've got a few weeks, so it could actually happen.
Could happen.
Louis, what is the first full day like in the house?
It's really... Well, my first full day, because I went in the second day, because I had a task. But it's difficult, because there's lots of different personalities. There's big personalities. People aren't maybe so forward. It's just trying to work everyone out, you know, trying to just work out...
Is there a lot of excitement
Yeah,
still?
there is, because at first it's really exciting. You want to see everything. You want to, you know, just being in the Big Brother house. It's like about a week on when you start to think, oh, my God, this is really difficult. But,
you start to let your guard down.
Well, no, the guard comes down quicker than that. It's like 24 hours is like a month. I mean, really.
Well, lots of people do say that.
It is really, really difficult.
It's time accentuated.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the words of Dee. Who on this planet would ever have thought I would be eating a piece of chicken cooked by Audley Bloody Harrison? Are you happy with the mix of celebs we've got this year, Dan?
I am, yeah. I think it's really good. I think Dee, especially, I think she's going to appreciate this experience a lot more than probably the others, yeah. But I think there's a lot of reality TV stars there. I mean, most of them are reality, and then obviously Kelly Brook's boyfriend. And then I think the 3, Leslie, Gary, and the other one, Kelly, I think they really break it up. I think it's like they're sort of older people in there that are going to sort of keep the youngers on their toes. Yeah,
with very different past life experiences that kind of bring all different layers to the show, I think, which will be brilliant. What are you lot thinking of? Paul, how did I know that you would just be like, you better come to me first?
Do you know what, Emma? I was watching the launch Monday night and I thought, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, and me.
Right, but I've got to tell you, by the end of last night, I was liking most of the housemates. People I should never be liking, I was liking.
Like who? What
let
do you
me
mean?
think. People I thought shouldn't have gone in. Like Dee. Beforehand, I had a preconceived opinion. And I have to say, at the moment, I'm liking her. There were people I hadn't heard of. I'm really liking.
That always happens.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, it's kind of as
I'm finding it hard to dislike anyone at the moment.
Yeah, they are all quite likeable, and they do all seem like fun.
Can't wait, is it?
To pick a winner, to me, there's a lot of first face, you know, like face value that you just say, you know, I just love them for who they are. And I love Dee.
Was that on your little list?
That was on my little list.
My long list. Got a little list of things to say. Can't believe it. We've already seen Lauren and Ricky get their flirt on. Dan, Dan, last night, Gemma said that George was more her type. What is Lauren's type?
I think as long as he breathes, I think. I'm only joking.
Are you friends?
I'm only joking. I have no idea, to be honest. I know, obviously, Ricky, her and Ricky are flirting already, but I personally think Ricky should go for Stephanie, no?
I think so.
No, I seem sure.
I think it's a showman's.
You think it's a showman?
Yeah, it's a bit earlier on, isn't it? You know, for them to start flirting with one another.
It could just be safety as well. Like, say, Charlotte and Mario with you. You know, it could easily have been seen as like a bit of flirting, or it's the kids from reality TV. But really, that's maybe where they're safest.
Well, I think these guys would have met each other in a lot of different places because, you know, they've been invited to the same kind of things. And I don't think that just because they're both from reality shows, it's necessarily they're going to get together.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Lauren seemed quite pissed last night. Do you know what I mean? So the fact is, it's depending.
Let me tell you, when she walked onto that stage to me, I was like, woo!
Yeah. Well, you know, so maybe it's just depending how pissed she gets. You know, when she's got a beer goggles on, maybe anyone will do. Who knows? What is her type? But it may just be down to, like I say, when she's had a little bit to drink.
I think she likes to drink as well. I think she likes to drink.
No shit, Sherlock.
she likes to drink and she likes to get a little bit flirty. OK, let's move on to the Duchess of Solihull. She's had a title taken away from her, but the others still seem to be quite enthralled by her. Katie, what do you think of Dee?
I really like Dee. She's my favourite. She's my current favourite.
Yeah.
Were you kind of like Paul? Did you have an idea of her?
I liked her. I never watched the show she was on a massive amount, but the clips I saw, I thought she was great, and I've really liked her in this, and I think it's really appropriate that she was made a member of the royal family, because both she and the royal family live off the welfare state. So, you know, she knows how it works. No, I think she's great. She's really warm, and she's very intelligent.
Yeah. No, she's like, shit, this is the biggest dole check I've ever got for sitting around.
I love how Katie says something like that, and you look at her face and she just gives this cute little smile. Like, I can't believe that just came out of your mouth. Dan, what did you think of her performance?
I thought she was really good, and obviously she had them three going, So I thought she was really good. Yeah, I think now you'll see. She'll probably now relax and be herself a bit more now.
Yeah,
now
she did seem quite nervous about going in there. And
you would be, wouldn't you, really?
Yeah.
Remember where you came from, and I see her where she came from, and all I saw from her in her documentary was being loyal to those that was less fortunate.
Right. Do you know, I've never seen it.
Yeah, me neither.
I kind of have no. I mean, I know of Dee, but I have no perception of her
I watched bits and pieces of it, and the thing is, she's very nurturing, she's very mumsy. Like, everyone on the street, if they had a problem, they went in to see her. So I think in the house, she's going to be perfect, and also, she's got no pretense. You know, what's happened to her has happened very quickly. She's gone into Celebrity Big Brother. You know, there are some pretentious people in there, and she just doesn't have that. So I think it'll work really well for her.
Well, let's move on to two people that weren't nurturing each other this evening, and that was James and Gary. They had a slight misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Katie, how do you think that was handled?
Quite badly on both sides. I don't know. I think Gary was trying to say he was joking, and in a sense he was joking. He was trying to join in with a joke, but I think he's just one of those unfortunate people that when he says a joke, it sounds like he's trying to start a fight. And I think James is quite keen to have a fight.
Yeah.
And so I think the two of them are kind of...
Do you think they're gonna butt heads?
A match made in hell, yeah. But I think James is quite one of those guys, and there seems to be quite a lot of it going on of people who are very keen to stress how relaxed they are about their everything, and then go absolutely berserk if anyone makes a joke.
Well, we saw him go to the diary room, didn't we? And say, I think Gary's going to start to get to a few people. I'm totally cool with it, and then we see him go in.
Well, also, I like the fact that he very piously said that he'd had a row, but he wasn't going to talk about it.
Yeah, and then did.
Seemed to spend the rest of the day.
Louis, I can see you chomping at the bit to talk about this.
Well, I just want to say, you know, when I was in the house, I've never really met James, but he did a tweet about me saying that all dancers are idiots, but I come number 2. I would just like to say he must have been number 1, but he's just a twat with no personality, really. And he could maybe do with a finger up his arse to make him smile. That's all I can say. He who doth protest too much, I rest my case.
OK. Obviously, we're not sure what James enjoys or not. We'll ask him. Maybe we won't ask him when he comes out. Louis, you got it off your chest?
Yeah, fine.
OK, good. Time now for an exclusive that's classier than the Duchess of Solihull. And it wasn't easy, but we found it. Have a look at this.
When they knocked on my door and told me that they had these pictures of me living as a woman, my whole world, I was like...
Oh, so that's it. So they were going to expose you. That's why you came out.
That's why I had to come out.
Oh.
Obviously, at the time, it was hard. But in the long run, now you can,
you
can relax.
Do you know
now.
what? I can now walk out my front door, look over my shoulders.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry who's
So you're always
me.
looking out and that. So how long was you doing it for? Since you left the boxing?
Yeah, but
Straight away?
No, I've been doing it while I was boxing as well.
Oh, you have?
I went after, I think it was your fight with Pricey.
Yeah.
The next weekend, I went to a transgender weekend.
Yeah.
I was going to weekends.
Right.
And, you know, but no one knew who I was.
Right.
I mean, the first time I ever turned up at a weekend, I wouldn't go dressed in case I got stopped in the car. And I turned up at the hotel, and it was quite nice like this. And I wrapped a scarf around my face and everything. I just wanted to get into my hotel room so I could change so no one could see. I had a hat pulled down over my head like that and dark glasses, yeah. I looked so... They must have thought, well, who is...
Suspicious.
Yeah.
You probably put more attention on yourself.
Exactly.
Started the process.
I did, yeah.
OK, join me after the break for the creme de la creme of Celebrity Big Brother exclusives. Plus... the return of the one and only Dr. Dance. See you in a bit. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's Bit on the Side, where me and them, are taking inspiration from the housemates having a game of rock, paper, scissors for a really horrible forfeit. You ready? Yeah. Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. I hope Ryland sleeps in his pants. He's an exclusive.
I like the jive. Like, it's really high energy. That's the one with all the kicks and everything. So it's like you've got all of the... It's all the kicks.
It's all about facial expressions as well.
Yeah, jive is a man's dance.
Yeah.
Because it's really high energy.
Jeez. Sure that was a dance? You sure you ain't had a bit of aspirin?
Jive's great. Jive's a great
Oh my
dance.
God, that almost came out.
Don't choke.
Yeah, it's tiring.
I can imagine pumping out all them kicks.
I love the jive. Jive's brilliant.
Jab, took.
Oh, this is
I'm getting the
boiling
bug off
quite
you
a
now.
lot.
Getting the bug.
Claire.
From one dance expert to another, it's time now for one of my favourite items ever on Bit on the Side. We've got a psychologist with a PhD in getting down, and it's always rhythmic. It's the brilliant Peter Lovett, a.k.a. Dr. Dance. It's always really exciting when you're here. It's like my favourite ever shows are when you come on. So not only do we have you today and Louis, who can bust a move as well, but we've also got a whole new batch of housemates that we need you to analyse through dance. So let's start with Dee. What have you noticed about her?
Well, tonight I'm focusing on their identity. So the psychological identity of each of the people. And what's amazing about Dee is that she feels that she's being judged in her old identity, where she used to be. And now she's feeling a release from that. It was brilliant that Big Brother made her the Duchess, because everyone reacted differently to her. So her identity is brilliant. Now, if Dee was a dance, she would be the tango.
Why?
Oh, well, the tango has exactly the same history as Dee. OK, let's do a second run, I'll tell you. Let's have some music.
Show some music.
Now, of course, what happens in the... Oh, sorry. What happens in the tango, of course...
What are we doing?
We're going to go back that way. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4... Now, of course, the tango comes from Buenos Aires, and it comes from the very poor part of Buenos Aires. And it really wasn't respectable at all to dance the tango in the late second half of the 17th, 18th, 19th century. But now it is. Now it's the most respectable dance to do. It's a ballroom dance. We can do some head movements here, a bit like this, and it's a beautiful dance to do. And this is just like Dee, you see, because now... Oh, well, you don't do that in the thing, but you see... oh, there we are. Now, Dee, of course, has made the same journey as the tango. She started in the streets, effectively, and now she's come into respectability. And it's wonderful to watch her identity change, just like the tango.
Who would have thought Dee had so much depth?
Oh, no, she's got loads of depth.
OK, let's move on to Kelly.
Kelly, oh my goodness me. Now, identity with Kelly is incredible because she's gone through this whole thing of being one gender and then another. But in her head, her identity has been the same probably for the last 10, 15 years. All the time she's felt like a woman. But of course, everybody else has seen her as a different gender, as a man. And now, of course, they're seeing her as a woman and she feels like a woman. But of course, there's all that change going on inside her head.
Her whole transition.
And it's incredible. And for her to come on this show, it's such a brave, courageous thing to do. And I think she's amazing. But you can see this change in her identity. And of course, if she was a dance, she would be, there's no music for this, she would be 5 Rhythms dance.
What?
Now, 5
Louis,
Rhythms...
do you know what he's talking about?
We choreograph in completely different ways.
Now, 5 Rhythms is all about, it's all about finding your spiritual centre. It's all about the 5 rhythms of your life. So what we do, just follow your breath. We breathe in. Oh, breathe out, get to the floor, let yourself go and just feel yourself through your movements. Now, make sure the movements are authentic and true. And it doesn't matter what you do, but it's all about finding who you are, and this is exactly what Kelly's doing.
I feel a bit like an elephant.
No,
you know,
you don't have to
with a
get into
trunk,
that.
kind of
you
sway.
Keep it moving around and keep it swaying, and you can move around and go up and down. And you see, this is exactly what Kelly's going through. She would be the 5 rhythms. It's all about that spiritual centre, finding yourself, understanding who you are. And this is what 5 Rhythm dance, about 5 rhythms of your body and your life, and finding who you are. It's an amazing dance form.
OK, another massive character that we have in the house is Leslie.
Leslie?
Tell me about Leslie.
Well, Leslie's identity is absolutely
brilliant.
Leslie. Oh, me too.
He's brilliant.
He's a great giant man in a very small body.
Yeah.
And he's got the personality of a 17-year-old in a much older, older age.
60-odd? He was very vague about his age. He kept switching, didn't
Late
it?
50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
But he's got this amazing personality that comes through, and he defies what he really is. So you look at him and you see a small man, but he's this huge
Big
man.
personality,
and so and also, you see, he wants to come across the UK, and he wants to conquer the UK market.
A new audience, that's
a new
what he
audience.
said, yeah.
So I think his dance, he would be the hooker.
What's the hooker?
Well, the hooker. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. What we have to do. So what you do. So squat like this. OK. We'll have some music on this as well. We'll have the music. It's not real music. And with it, it's a war dance. The idea is you've got to scare people. You've got to be really big, and you shoot and make a funny. You've got to do your face up, and you scare him. And you've got to do all this kind of big, that's it. Now, the reason that he's like the hooker is he's a little tiny man making great big movements saying, hey, says who I am. So it's amazing. Exactly like that. He's amazing. He's amazing.
I tell you what, you don't need to squat when you're doing the hooker, do you?
Oh, you do, yeah. You've got to get your hips underneath.
Very good. Very good. Next, I believe Frenchie's got your rhythmic juices flowing.
Well, Frenchie is quite amazing. Now, her identity, I'm guessing when she was younger, she was probably very beautiful. Now, I think her identity is such... Oh, I'm sorry. But I think she was probably gorgeous. And her identity has changed because she's trying to change her body. Yeah. She's changed her boobs, she's changed her lips,
so
she's changed everything.
So she's very much one person, but she's had a lot done, so now she's somebody very different.
I mean, in terms of her individual, private identity, her personal identity, she's a very sweet person inside of there.
She does seem very... she seems quite nurturing and motherly almost. She almost wants to make sure everyone's OK.
Well, she's lovely, isn't she, in all those ways? Yeah. But her external social personality, her social identity, she's changed herself beyond recognition.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite interesting, that people take their own beauty and they put this thing on the outside of them. I mean, she's a bit like Icarus in some sense. So Icarus flew too close to the sun and the sun burnt him and he died, of course. But, of course, in some sense, she didn't... Now, if she was a dance, she would be, I think... No, it's fine. If she was a dance, she would be a kind of dance marathon from the 1920s.
What is it? What?
A dance marathon. In the 1920s, people had dance marathons. They danced for hours, days and days and days.
Oh, okay.
Now, at the beginning, we're going to talk... Now, because it's 1920s, we'll do a bit of a Charleston.
Oh, let's have some music, then.
Yeah, some music for the Charleston.
How do you do the Charleston?
So go back on your right leg. You go one, there, and we do... That's it.
Oh, okay.
We're just doing the dance. Now, imagine doing this for 100 hours. You start off really perky, everything's really nice and really light.
Perky.
And then eventually, as you get more into it, you start to feel a bit kind of, oh, God, I can't quite cope. And then by the 100th hour, you're kind of barely standing up. And then people are just dancing a bit like this. And of course, it looks nothing like dancing whatsoever. But they do it, they keep going. And this is just like Frenchie. She looks nothing like she used to look. So in the sense that in this sort of dancing, it would dance like that. And so Frenchie, I think, is a bit like the dance marathons because she no longer looks like...
So she started perky and she's just dropped a bit.
She has, exactly.
OK. Poor Frenchie. And finally, you've analysed the house as a whole.
The house as a whole,
So
yeah.
how do you make them one dance? How
Well,
do you make all
lots
of
of the housemates at the moment, they're kind of protecting their identity.
Yeah.
They're all almost, they're so experienced at being on these kind of reality shows that we're not seeing the real them. Now, we will, as they have sleep deprivation, we're going to begin to see their real personalities.
Yeah.
But at the moment, we don't see that. So I'd represent those people as a line dance.
Oh, God.
Because in a line dance, you get lots of people all doing exactly the same thing.
OK.
And they look very similar, and we don't really see the individual personalities of the line
OK, what are we
dancers.
doing? I'm really bad at things like this. OK.
It's very easy. So right
Want to come join?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Can't not have Louis in a line dance.
Brilliant. So we're going to start with our right leg twice, so we're going to go, and it goes 1, 2, 3, for other leg. Now the right leg back, 1, 2, 3, and the other leg back. Now the right knee up twice, and left knee up twice, right knee once, and then we... Okay, you got that? Here we go. Oh, are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. 5, 6, 7, and 1. And now back it goes. Right knee up twice. Left knee up twice. One right knee. Check.
What went wrong? I'm trying to double time it up.
Thanks, boys. Thank you, Peter.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I love it when Peter comes on. Although I am going to need to lie down now, so I'm going to do that. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you very soon. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side, and guess what? We are back in the foam room. Look how high up we are as well. What floor are we on? Like the 79th floor of A City? I'm not sure which one, but we're somewhere in the world. Now, seeing as this is Celebrity Big Brother, I think it's only right that we kick things off with some celebrity callers. Seems right, right? Right. Thanks. No one answered me. Yeah. Who's on line one?
We have Lindsay from Bewitched.
Lindsay from Bewitched.
Hi, Emma.
How are you?
I'm really good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How do you think Edele's getting on?
Well, gosh, I mean, it's still very early days,
yeah.
isn't it? So she's still settling in. I'd say she's still kind of, you know, getting to know people. As I say, it's early days. It's hard to tell just yet, but I think she's going to do great.
OK, now listen, you've toured the world with her, haven't you?
Yes.
You guys know each other inside out, so you must know what gets on her nerves.
Yeah, I think any sort of rudeness or, you know, kind of high-maintenance people, people who are very demanding, or... And also people who aren't being honest and upfront. I think that will irritate her because she's a very honest character, so I think she will expect the same in return.
We have seen her say that. She's very honest and upfront and quite feisty at times as well. So do you think there's anybody in there that she may clash with?
It's pretty early to tell, but I think it looks like Gary might be quite a high-maintenance, you know, sort of person. I don't know. She may have something to say about that at some point.
OK.
But I don't know.
OK, Lindsay, thank you very much. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks, Emma. Bye.
Bye. Who we got on to?
We've got Scarlett from Gogglebox.
Scarlett from Gogglebox. Are you there?
Hiya. How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm very good.
Now, little George seems kind of starstruck a little bit by the whole experience. How do you think he's settling in?
I know, bless him.
You know, when, like, the housemate said, so what do you do? And he was like, oh, I'm an electrician.
I'm an electrician and I watch TV.
I know, he kept saying that all the time, but I think if he just carries on being himself, then everyone will just end up loving him because he's such a nice bloke.
Do you think the fact that he does kind of watch TV for a living, that will be at his advantage?
No, like, it might mean that he knows who people are, but I think that, like, when he was explaining what Gogglebox, or as Gary says, Go-Go Box was, like, they were, like, really unimpressed, and I think that some of the celebrities that have higher statuses might not see George as a threat, but I honestly think that George is one to watch because he could end up winning it.
Oh, OK. Big talk for George already. Now, you are also part of Gogglebox, so you are used to watching TV all the time. So with your TV critic mind, how would you rate the housemates so far?
Well, I didn't think that anyone would be able to top the Jim Davidson series because that was, like, a really good one.
It was a good one.
But I honestly think that, like, there's just so many good characters that this could be the one. Like, I was starting to like Lauren until she was flirting with Ricky, then she started flirting with George because she needs to back away from George because he's far too good for her.
Oh!
No, he is.
OK, do you know what? I'm going to let you simmer down and we're going to put the phone down, but we'll talk to you again soon.
OK, then.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. And who's on 3?
Jay from Geordie Shore.
Jay from Geordie Shore.
How you doing, Emma? You all right?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good.
OK, let's have a little chat about Ricky.
Do it.
Is he going to behave? He's kind of got this bad boy tag, hasn't he?
Do you know
I think
what?
you all do, actually, from Geordie Shore.
Of course he's going to behave. He's not a bad boy. He's going to go in there, and you know what? We're going to see, like, a fun, genuine, down-to-earth Ricky. And I think we're going to see a Ricky that everyone's going to relate to and want to.
OK, and what about him and Lauren? We've kind of discussed it a little bit in tonight's show. There's been a bit of flirting with them already. Do you think it's more of a kind of friendship thing because they're from similar backgrounds, as in a reality sense, or do you think there might be a little spark there?
Do you know what? I actually think there's a little spark there. I know that these two, like, they've met before they went in the house and they exchanged a few texts. And as soon as I heard Lauren was going in there, I was like, there is definitely the potential for something to happen with these two.
So when
on that first night, you seen it?
Right, when they exchanged texts, were they like, shall we go for a drink type texts?
Yeah, it was that kind of thing, but they never actually got to actually meet up. But I know they have met twice just through, obviously, seeing each other out.
Right, OK.
And that's why, as soon as I knew Lauren was in, I was like, there's definitely the potential for something to happen. Definitely. And I think, with obviously when you're in the Big Brother house, there's loads of time. You've got time on your hands, and
you can do a lot in a lot of time.
I know what Ricky's like. When he gets bored, he's going to be having a little bit of flirty banter with Lauren, definitely.
OK, and Charlotte, obviously, she was crowned winner of Celebrity Big Brother. Do you think Ricky can do it as well?
100%. I honestly think he can. I think he's going to be an amazing housemate. And now he's settled in. If he's settled in now, he'll be in his comfort zone, and we'll start seeing, like, a fun, flirty, even a mischievous Ricky. So I definitely think he could be up for the run.
OK, look, thanks for being on the phone with us tonight.
No worries. Cheers, Emma.
See you later. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. That's all we've got time for. Sauce girls, but we do have time for an exclusive. And Leslie is amazed by French's beauty regime. Check this out.
I have lived alone and been on the road my whole adult life. I've never slept with anyone in the room. It is a cacophony of farting and belching and snoring, and Gary sits up and bellows like a calf, and my bedmate is a little pink Energizer bunny who is like a pack rat. It never stops all night long. There's oils to be sniffed and lips to be glossed, and it's an evening ritual, a bedtime ritual that is both endlessly interesting and terribly frightening. And I'm just laying there in this cloud of pink bras.
OK, 2 days in, so let's talk about how the housemates are settling in so far. Katie, I know you've kind of got your eye on Dee, but who else is standing out for you at this point?
I really like Frenchie, actually. I think she's
Who's that, sorry?
Frenchie.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming she genuinely is French and that she doesn't just sort of picked up that accent at the fake Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas. but I
Could you imagine?
I think she's really nice. I think she's got a very sweet soul from what I've seen thus far. And I love Leslie. Leslie, Dee and Frenchie are my three favourites, definitely.
What are you guys thinking of Frenchie? What do you think?
I like Frenchie. She's deeper than we think she is. She was the one who actually quizzed Dee most about who she was and what she was about. She really gave her good grilling. So we get a bit more of her. She's nice.
You're feeling her?
Oh, yeah, I loved it as well when she got offered a black jumper. She said, I can't wear anything I can't wear anything unless it's pink. I'm allergic.
Just pink, I know. I really felt for her as well. She walked out of that eye on launch night. She stumbled and those heels were so high. I was like, no, she's got such little legs. Don't break them. We know, Louis, that she loves pink,
yes.
Obviously. Do you think we will learn more about her? Will we get kind of stuck into her soul?
I think so. I think that she's led quite an interesting life. I mean, you know, there's definitely more to her than the facade that you see on the front. You know, you can see she's a much deeper person, and I think when she's given a chance, and I think a lot of the housemates have already seen through that, she will be a really interesting housemate with, I think, some really good, interesting life stories.
Yeah, and she does seem quite warm.
Yeah, she does.
She?
I mean, she seems very sweet, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to have, you know...
Yeah, sorry, women like that have seen a lot of life.
Yes.
And possibly seen a lot of Gary Busey, if the rumours are to be believed. But
they've definitely held hands.
Yeah.
We know that for a fact.
So I think, the sort of some sort of wisdom and life experience.
Yeah. She does remind me of Courtney from last year, but just been like dug up after 10 years. Do you know what I mean? But you know, I mean, I'm sorry, that's just the outer. You know, when I did see her, I thought,
Dan, comments on Frenchie?
So out of order.
Well, no, she's not as fresh as Courtney.
Yeah. Not as spring chickeny.
No.
Yeah.
Well, women are allowed to be different ages.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't really tell with that one. Do you know what I mean?
OK, let's move on. Let's talk about Dee. She was the first person to enter the house. Dan, now that the title is gone, do you think we're going to see a different side to Dee?
Yeah, I think she obviously had to put on a bit of a front for a while because people thought she was royalty. So I think we'll see the real her now. I think she'll be more relaxed and she'll start getting more comfortable. And like I said before, I think she'll enjoy this experience and appreciate it a lot more than anyone else.
Yeah.
So I think she'll embrace every moment, any task. I think she'll give it her all. She'll just be like, let's just go for it. So I think it'll be good.
Do you think, Louis, that being involved in like the twist at the beginning of the show helped her feel a little bit more comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, I think she would have felt very comfortable anyway. Like I said earlier, you know, she's used to dealing with people, when I watched her programme that she was in, you know, people who have lived really tragic and hard lives and have been in really difficult situations. I think these people are a piece of piss to her, do you know what I mean? I think that
you would think this would be a walk in the park for her, wouldn't you, really?
Yeah, and I do think...
in one respect.
I think it will be with the people.
Yeah.
I think the hard thing about being in that house is yourself. Is what goes on in your own mind when you've got all that time. And, you know, like I said, a day seems like a year. So I think it'd be easy with the people, but, you know, demons come up in yourself when you have a lot of time to think. And I think that's what we'll...
And I suppose also she's had a lot of criticism anyway. And now she's gone in the house, she's opened herself up to a hell of a lot more, possibly, from people. Because we know how fans of this show get about certain people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some of her press has been awful, you know what I mean? And I think, you know, rightly so in some sense, the way people perceived the programme. But like anything, like she said herself, it wasn't always like that. You know, things were edited in a way what weren't always like that. This is the chance to show her true self. There's many people in this country who are in that situation, and it doesn't mean they're bad people because they have to depend on the state. So hopefully she can prove this to everyone out there that she's, you know, a good person, and this maybe will change her life, and she will come off with benefits, and, you know, it will give her, you know, inspiration to do other things. So, you know, good luck to her.
Absolutely. That was a Bluetooth high five,
by
the way.
Way to go.
Now, someone who has no trouble making friends is our Southern Belle, Leslie. How can you not love him? Seriously. He is used to the high life. He is from Hollywood. Katie, how is he going to cope? Slumming it in Borehamwood.
Well, he's already alarmed that other humans have bodily functions, I think. So I think as the house, as all the tasks progress, I don't know. I think he's either going to explode in a cloud of furious glitter, or he's going to really kind of find a new part of himself. I think he's already opening up a bit about how he wants to have a different kind of personal relationship in his life and things he finds hard. And I think he's going to, I don't know, I think he's going to take this very well. And to be honest, he's just old school showbiz.
Yeah.
And so on the most basic level, nothing much is going to phase him.
When Louis has something to say, he becomes a meerkat, just like that.
No, and I start twitching. No, I went to see his one-man show last year, and he has some incredible stories. And once they start coming out, he's fantastic. And also, he's just he's going to be in Benidorm this year. He's just filmed in Benidorm, in the TV show.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine's in it, Jake, the guy that plays Mateo. Anyway, and some of the stories he told me that he told him, if that comes out on there, it's going to be explosive and absolutely, like, fantastic. So I love him.
Look at Louis teasing us.
I am in the know. Some of the people he's got stories on, if he lets rip, honestly, honestly, I'm talking headlines.
Louis, do you want to stay after the show, have a little drink? What are you lot thinking of Leslie?
Great character.
Yeah?
I think there's a lot more to come out about him. You know,
well, obviously, if Louis is to be believed.
He's very funny, he's entertaining, so keep it up, Leslie.
Yeah? Happy?
Yes.
I think every house in the country needs a little Leslie in the kitchen or their bathroom. Because he is just lush and everyone thinks he's hysterical.
Because if you're having a really shit day, it'd just make you feel better, wouldn't he? Really would. Now, someone who knows all about drama is our reality veteran, Lauren. Now, she said that she wants to show her true personality. Do you think we're seeing that, Dan? Are we seeing the Lauren that you know?
To be honest, I don't know Lauren very well, and since being on the show...
Well, it's a good job you're on here then to talk about her.
But since being on Towie, obviously she had left before that, but I met her before I was on Towie, and she was flirting with me then, so she's flirting...
Who don't flirt with you, Dan?
No, but so my point is, she's clearly a flirty person, and which is shows. She's only been there 24 hours, and her and Ricky are flirting. But there's nothing wrong with being like that. It's just the way.
No, absolutely.
It may be.
Good, because I've been flirting with them all night.
She's having a good old time, isn't she?
She's enjoying herself.
Is it worth having a little flirt in there, Louis? Does it kind of keep your spirits lifted?
Well, I mean, for me, there was no one I was interested in, but I think that if you need that kind of attention.
Yeah, I don't mean necessarily to be interested in someone,
but
just to kind of, you know.
Absolutely, when you're in there, I think it's important for people to tell you that, you know, you're looking good, or just give you a bit of attention to make you feel worth something, because sometimes you feel really worthless in there because Big Brother plays a very good game with you, you know. So sometimes you do need that, whether it's flirting, someone just to be a little bit closer to you and say nice things. That is nice.
Very quickly,
and then maybe a quick blowjob.
Very quickly, Katie, what do you think of Lauren?
I'm sort of reserving judgment on Lauren. I think
you need to see her more.
Yeah, I think she might want to be careful with. I mean, not that I would ever judge anyone for getting their drink on. God knows I would not judge anyone for getting their drink on. But I think what she doesn't want to do is back herself into a sort of relationship. I was going to say sexual corner, but that sounds wrong. That then she can't get out of and she can't recover from. And
get into something early that she's going to be stuck with for the rest of the show.
Or that, you know, a few guys are going to get the wrong idea and she's going to end up with a mess that perhaps she doesn't like that much. So if maybe one or two fewer drinks on the odd night might help her keep a clear head about it.
Not every night like Karen. Thank you very much, guys. That was brilliant. Join us after the break when Louis and Dan will be let loose in the reality gallery. Plus, find out which housemate has been eating fermented duck eggs. Oh, well, I'll see you in a bit. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's Bet on the Side, the only place to go for a full-on reinventation. I love it when she uses that word. Here's today's news. At 12:52 this afternoon, Kelly, Gary and Audley were getting a bit deep and philosophical.
You get one life to live.
You only got one life.
And that's why now I've never been so contented.
You live your life. You've got to live a true, authentic life.
Yeah. You should never worry about anyone else because you all come in the world the same way. No matter if you're a multi-millionaire, Donald Trump, the President of America...
Yeah, you're going to go the same way.
You're going to go the same way. And when your time comes, you're all equal.
Yeah,
you have a number.
Before I accepted Kelly, I was so judgmental of people. And it was so wrong. When you think of it, it's not right. You shouldn't judge people because, you know,
now look at your situation now. People are going to have to understand you.
Yeah.
Like even me now, that I have to understand you see? And so, but when you're judgmental, you can't understand anybody else.
You can't understand yourself.
You can't understand yourself.
That's exactly true.
That's it.
Because you're hiding something.
Big time.
You're hiding something.
So it makes you feel better to take the heat off you, to then throw the stones the other way. And then it's like, hey, I don't have to look at myself. But look at you now, you've let yourself go, and you've become truth with yourself. Now you can live an authentic life. Right.
I love it when we have conversations like that in the house. I love it. Thank you. It's such a breath of fresh air after the summer we've just had. At 2:27 this afternoon, Big Brother set the housemates to task, and Gary and Stephanie got their very own products to endorse.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Pratt, and I want to tell you about a fabulous new product.
This Taste Away toothpaste not only gives you a dazzling smile, that also makes the most disgusting of food taste absolutely delicious.
Mmm.
Oh, this toothpaste is delicious. This is actually a glass of white wine vinegar.
Take these jellied eels, for example.
It's just like eating candy. The black egg.
Ay, ay, ay. Oh!
It's rubbery, but it's good rubber.
For Taste Away, I wouldn't have dreamed of eating anything spicy. But with this amazing toothpaste, no problem.
Smile. Okay. I can't believe that just with one toothpaste I can eat all these disgusting foods. I'm so lucky.
Do you know what? The celebs give it more of a go than the civilian housemates that we have in the summer, don't they? They just shove it all in, they don't care. And finally, at 4:11 this afternoon, Audley was in the diary room and he already has one eye on what he's gonna do when he gets out.
Like I said, we didn't do business together until 2012, and we could have done business for 10 years, and I kind of refused to do any business. So it's good that we have a different relationship in terms of we can deal with each other on a human level and on a decency level, and talk maybe, you know, come back and let him be the promoter. It's a crazy world. I know David Haye has been talking in the press about coming back, and I'd love to have a rematch with David Haye, 1 fight, 10 rounds, you know, battle of redemption. I think it'd be quite ironic if Kelly was the promoter. Obviously he's kind of ostracized, but he's kind of away from boxing. So I did mention it to him. Hey, maybe you should be the promoter. And we do me and David Haye, and we make it a big, huge fight, and celebrate your story, celebrate my story, and have a great fight with David Haye, who there's no animosity. I just think it would be a great event. And I'm, you know, turning up with all my demons now washed away, so to speak, and have a fight for the ages. And if Kelly was promoting it, I think that'd be pretty unique.
A fight for the ages. Do you think it will last more than 3 rounds? Who knows? I don't know anything about boxing. They just told me it was a funny gag. That was today's news. Right, let's go up to the reality gallery. Hi, boys.
Hello, darling. How are you?
What's happening up there?
Oh, darling, it's all going on. So, James apparently has warned the housemates that he doesn't need anger management. He just needs people to stop pissing him off. Pot calling kettle black, wanker.
OK.
Leslie's bragged about having 50,000 followers on Facebook, and he hopes that he gets a lot more when he comes out of the house.
Right.
So, Adele told Gary she's got a twin sister. He said, have your boyfriends ever muddled, you know, each one of you up if they... Gary.
Oh, my God. What did she say?
Well, I don't know what she said, darling. I'm not in there.
Oh, OK. Louis, go and have more of a snoop and see what else you can find out.
Yeah,
right,
correct.
you go and snoop. I'm going to go to digital.
OK, go digital. Do what you like.
Okay.
I've got Dan.
Thought we were friends. Me and Katie are friends, though, so I'm going to come in there. OK, what's happening online on that internet thing?
We've got exciting news. We've got a
Quick,
poll
'cause we
running
haven't
on
got
our iOS app. It's a great poll. You can affect what happens in the house. Oh, God, have we even got time for me to read
No,
this?
you haven't.
No, I haven't. Go on our iOS app. It's free. Download it.
Okay.
It's amazing.
The one thing I do want to say, Katie, thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Pleasure. Thank you.
That's it, my dear friends. That's all we've got time for. Join me tomorrow for another dose of celebrity housemate action with Lisa Riley, Ian Highland and the wonderful Matt Edmondson. Until then, good night. And in the tongue of Frenchie, bonne nuit.